Hello and welcome to lesson 1 of the Saudi and Gulf Arabic course. First, let me introduce myself. This is Muhammad Ahmed Abdel Salam. I graduated from Faculty of Arts, Arabic Journalism Department. I got my bachelor degree in Arabic Journalism from Egypt. I also got my TOEFL diploma certified from Oxford University in the UK. I worked as an Arabic instructor at Fairfield University in the United States. And I have been teaching Arabic as a foreign language for more than 7 years. I also teach English as a second language. Let's start this lesson and I hope you enjoy it today. In this lesson, I assume that you have downloaded the free book Journey to the Arab Gulf, which is very useful for anyone interested in learning about Arabic culture or anyone interested in learning Arabic language used or spoken in the Arab Gulf states. Let's start. First, we need to know what is the difference between Arabic accents and modern standard Arabic. First, we have to know that there is one very common Egyptian accent or Arabic accent which is Egyptian Arabic. The Egyptian Arabic is the one that is most common, most popular. You can hear it anywhere because of the large number of Egyptian population, so Egyptian Arabic is the most popular one. Then we have the Maghreb dialect, and the word Maghreb in Arabic means west. So these countries, Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco and Mauritania, are the countries in the west part of the Arab world, and we call it the west or al-Maghrib or al-Gharb. So this is the second Arabic dialect we have. The first was Egyptian, the second is the Maghrib one. We can notice that the Maghrib dialect is like an Arabic mixed with French because of the long term of French colonization in Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco and Mauritania. Then we have the Levant accent, which is the Arabic spoken in Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, Palestine and portion of Iraq. Then we have Gulf Arabic accent, which is spoken in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, Oman, UAE or United Arab Emirates and Iraq. We need to know the importance of Gulf Arabic accent when we know some information about job market in the Arab Gulf state. Arab world, particularly Dubai, Riyadh, Bahrain, Qatar, continue to draw foreign investment in the construction sector. We can notice a huge demand for infrastructure related openings jumped by 142%, riding on massive spending by GCC governments this year on road, railway and airport projects. For those who don't know what is GCC is the Gulf Cooperation Council that includes the 7 countries previously mentioned. 25% more auditing personnel were required over previous year, and we got this information from Khaliji Times newspaper. It's important to know the Arab Gulf culture, very important, because you have to respect the social code in these countries. In most of Arab Gulf states, women are obliged to wear the abaya, which is a dress similar to cloak or gown, and the hijab, the black dress and scarf that cover the woman's head. Women also have to keep a low profile, not to mention that women had to avoid driving the car or even sitting in the driver's seat. I know that many of you may say, okay, this thing has started to change now. Yes, it has started to change, but it's still working as social codes in most of the Arab Gulf states. As you can see, this is abaya or cloak or gown, which is the very formal or the very popular Arab woman dress in the Gulf and also in most of the Arab world parts. It's important to behave conservatively. Display of affection between spouses is non-existent. It's a private society and display of one's feelings is kept private. You will also notice that laughter and joking in public is toned down, which is not the case in private gatherings. Business and economy is a very important aspect when we discuss the Saudi and Arab Gulf and Gulf Arabic course. A recent survey by HSBC Expat Explorer reveals the fact that the UAE is the second best place in the world to migrate to. Gulf countries house nearly 5 million Indian workers. A very large number of Indians are working in the Gulf countries. They are spread across the spectrum of career options. Oil, gas, construction, hospitality, and nursing and medical care are the most popular jobs option for those migrating to the Gulf. At the moment, the Gulf states are offering good jobs coupled with amazing lifestyle, high salaries, and least taxes. Thus, it becomes the top choice of Indian migrants looking to find a high-paying job in the field of their expertise. The opportunities here are vast and it absorbs skilled and talented professionals with open arms. Being in United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar or Saudi Arabia, the job opportunities are immense and each state holds its own lure to attract talent. They all have their own social attraction for different reasons, but they all offer ample high-paying jobs to those looking to migrate. Law. Customs are more important in certain situations than written laws. In the field of intellectual property rights, most of the Middle East countries have not been able to grasp its true meaning. The United Arab Emirates has recently joined the Paris Convention for the Protection of Industrial Property, the first treaty for the protection of IPR to which the UAE has acceded. And of course, you can find out more information about the Arab Gulf states in this book, Journey to the Arab Gulf, which is completely free. You can download it from the link below. Now we are discussing another important point about the Arab Gulf states. Drawing on their wealth, relative stability, and dynamic new generation of leaders, Gulf states have begun to exercise unprecedented influence. According to the Institute of Economics and Peace (IEP's) Global Peace Index of 2016, Arab Gulf states had varying degrees of success in maintaining peace amongst their respective borders, with Qatar ranked number 1 amongst its regional peers as the most peaceful regional and Middle Eastern nation, and ranked 34 worldwide, while Kuwait ranks second in both the regional and the Middle East region and 51 worldwide, followed by the UAE in the third spot, 61 worldwide. All of the Arab Gulf states have significant revenues from petroleum. The UAE has been successfully diversifying the economy. 79% of the UAE's total GDP comes from non-oil sectors. Oil accounts for only 2% of Dubai's GDP. Bahrain has the Arabic Gulf's first post-oil economy because the Bahraini economy doesn't rely only on oil. According to the World Bank, most of these Arab states have been the world's most generous donors of aid as a share of GDP. Who is the Gulf Arabic course for? This course is for business persons who look forward to make business in the Arab Gulf states, people who intend to travel to work or study in one of the Arab Gulf states, students or travelers who intend to travel for tourism or studying in the Arab Gulf states will find this course very useful. Non-Arab Muslims who wish to visit Islamic holy places in the Gulf states, particularly in Saudi Arabia. Job seekers who look for better job opportunities, especially in fields of hospitality, medical care, banking, teaching, and oil. Now we can clearly state who needs this course. Learners who find difficulty in communication in their workplaces in one of the Arab Gulf states. People who are interested in learning about Gulf states culture and sightseeing. People struggling in learning spoken Arabic of Gulf states. People who need information and knowledge about Gulf states law, culture, social code, lifestyle, and job or study environments. So we have certain specific goals to achieve in this course. Number 1 is to acquaint learners with necessary knowledge to communicate with Arabs in their home countries, providing learners with basic speaking skills to converse in daily life situations like going shopping, asking about time, and other various situations, developing learners' listening skills, learning about history of Arabs, official procedures, and family life. So why this course is important for you if you are interested in Gulf Arabic or Arabic Gulf culture? You don't need a translator or guide in your journey to the Arab Gulf. It enables you to communicate freely with Arabs. The only course with many conversations for every situation. It focuses on developing both speaking and listening skills without going through many books. Instant pronunciation of each word and phrase available always for lifetime. It doesn't focus only on language but Arab culture as well. free listening materials, study books, language and culture materials. Now, let's start our first lesson in Gulf. Now, let's start dialogue 1. As you see, it's a dialogue between Jim and Khalid. Jim is starting with the most common greetings in the Arab language. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam. كيف حالك؟ الحمد لله أنا بخير وأنت كيف حالك؟ الحمد لله بخير. إيش أخبارك؟ الحمد لله. Part 2 of Dialogue 1. We see Eleanor comes into the room and start conversing with Khalid. Eleanor says, Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam. كيف حالك؟ الحمد لله أنا بخير وأنت كيف حالك؟ الحمد لله أنا بخير وأنتي كيف حالك؟ الحمد لله. As you noticed, we used frequently the word or the phrase Assalamu alaikum, Assalamu alaikum, and it's the most common greeting in the Arabic language. You can say it anytime, anywhere. This list of vocabulary you can read and listen it by clicking on the microphone or just by repeating the video again. As we have just mentioned, Assalamu alaikum, this set of religious greeting is always addressed by the newcomer to a group and its reply always takes the same form regardless of whom they are addressed to. The same expression can also be used for goodbye when taking one's leave. The S at the beginning is variant of the in Arabic. كيف حالك? كيف حالك? No verb to be is necessary, so how are you or how is your condition is how your condition means how is your condition. For example, how are you? Similarly, إيش أخبارك if you speak to a man, إيش أخبارك if you speak to a lady means what is your news or how are you. Alhamdulillah. Lillah is a contraction of li Allah meaning to God. It's Arab etiquette to reply to any inquiry about your health with this phrase even if you have just broken both of your legs. Arabs have always to thank God for anything. بخير, this means literally in well-being or in a good health. It's very important to know how to address people. It's part of the Arab culture. In Arabic you must distinguish between a man and a woman and more than one person when addressing people. The first part of the above dialogue is between two men, so you say ak, meaning you're to a man, in halak, and akhbarak. When you are speaking to a woman, you must say كيف حالك and إيش أخبارك. This is the most common pronunciation in the Gulf, but you may hear also ish or even ik. It makes no difference whether you yourself are male or female, only who you are speaking to. To speak to more than one person, call the plural form, say كيف حالكم, إيش أخباركم. Now let's try to test our knowledge and test our memory. Hello. Perfect. Assalamu alaikum. Your news. Do you remember it? Perfect. أخبارك. And what? Perfect. إيش. Very good. Assalamu alaikum. أنت for a man, أنتي for a woman. Very good. حالك. Excellent. بخير. These flashcards are always accessible for you anytime to practice as much as possible in order to memorize every dialogue. In order to be able to communicate freely without looking at paper, you just practice these flashcards as much as possible. Alhamdulillah. Yes, praise be to God. What? Assalamu alaikum. أخبارك. Yes, your news. May peace be upon you. Very good. أنت you man you woman. كيف how بخير perfect well. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed your first lesson in Saudi and Gulf Arabic course. I hope you find it useful. I hope you learned something new, and I hope you have now a quick brief overview of the Arab culture. Of course, you will know more when you read the book. It's available free from the link below. Now we have some major important points about the Saudi and Gulf Arabic course. So, when you enroll in this course, what will you achieve? You will be able to converse in most of daily life situations in the Gulf states through 40 written and audio conversations. You will get also more than 30 culture videos of Gulf Arabic. You will also get 15 audio clips of several daily life situations, vocabulary flashcards to practice anytime, anywhere. You will also have access to direct contact with the instructor to inquire about anything, anytime. So how can you study this course? We have 3 streams or 3 options to study. The first is the most common, which is one-to-one. You can choose the day or date or time that you like. You just need to send the instructor a message to set up your best times to meet up, and you can choose your time, your date, anytime, any date you are interested in studying at. Group lessons. You can of course study among a group of students, but this will be on a certain day and a certain time. And you can click the link below to view the date and time that this course is held. And the last choice or the last option is self-paced learning, in which you can just purchase all the course materials, everything, all the videos, all the PowerPoint presentations, and you study it by yourself anytime, anywhere you like, and whenever you have a question you can contact the instructor to answer your questions anytime. And of course, to access this option, send a message to the email or the link below to get more details and information about how to get the course. Okay, I hope you find this course useful for you. I hope you learned something new today, and I hope Arabic now became much more easier for you to study. Please don't hesitate to contact anytime. I will be glad to receive your message anytime. Thank you, and I look forward to meeting you all. Thank you and goodbye. مع السلامة.